Hello to all football lovers around the world. Today, we're taking you on a long and thrilling journey from 1878 to 2025, from railway tracks to the Champions League, throne from the Munich tragedy to Ferguson's treble, and from undying fan devotion to Ronaldo's explosive exit. Buckle up, this is the full tale of the legendary Manchester United Football Club. If you love football stories like this, don't forget to subscribe to Fun State for more amazing content. It all began at a humble train station in Newton Heath, Manchester. A group of railway workers looking to escape the monotony and exhaustion of daily labour formed a football team. Little did they know they were laying the foundation for one of the greatest football clubs in history. Back then, there were no fancy pitches, no grand stadiums, not even proper kits. The football, it looked more like a coconut. Through sheer effort and passion, the team began to take shape. But financial hardship loomed. Known as Newton Heath LYR, the team was on the brink of collapse. Then came 1902, and with it, a twist of fate. A wealthy man named John Henry Davies stepped in, saving the club from ruin and renaming it Manchester United, creating what would become a global brand. Davies didn't just inject money, he brought hope, vision, and a name that would echo through footballing history. The kit colour changed from green and gold to red, a colour now synonymous with the Red Devils. Soon after, the club moved into Old Trafford, a ground that would become sacred in football culture. By 1908, United had won their first league title, followed by their first FA Cup in 1909. They were quickly becoming a powerhouse. But World Wars I and II brought devastation. Players went off to war, Old Trafford suffered bomb damage, and rebuilding took decades. Like this epic story? Then you'll love what we've got. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on Fun State. The 1950s marked the beginning of something special. Under the guidance of Matt Busby, a team of talented young players emerged, the Busby Babes. Creative, fearless, and full of promise, they were destined for greatness. But tragedy struck in 1958. On February 6, 1958, a chartered flight carrying Manchester United, players returning from a European Cup match in Belgrade, crashed during takeoff at a snowy Munich Riem airport in West Germany. The disaster claimed 23 lives, including 8 first-team players Jeff Bent, Roger Byrne, Eddie Coleman, Duncan Edwards, who died days later in hospital, Mark Jones, David Pegg, Tommy Taylor, and Billy Whelan. Staff members, journalists, and crew also perished. Manager Matt Busby was severely injured and spent weeks in hospital. The tragedy shocked not only Manchester, but the entire world of football. But Busby returned. Rebuilding wasn't easy, but alongside survivors like Bobby Charlton and new stars like George Best and Dennis Law, he crafted a new team. In 1968, United won the European Cup, the first English club to do so. It wasn't just a trophy, it was a triumph of resilience, spirit, and hope. The 1970s brought decline, but in 1986, another turning point arrived. A determined Scotsman named Alex Ferguson took charge. Initially doubted, Ferguson transformed the club with discipline, youth development, and an iron will. Over the next 26 years, Ferguson led United to an astonishing 38 major trophies. The iconic 1999 treble Premier League, FA Cup, and Champions League defined an era. Stars like Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, David Beckham, Wayne Rooney, Ruud van Nistelrooy, Cristiano Ronaldo, and many others etched their names in club folklore. Ferguson wasn't just a coach, he was an architect, a mentor, a leader. But even legends must say goodbye. Ferguson retired in 2013, and the club entered a rocky transition. David Moyes, Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and Erik ten Hag each tried to steady the ship with varying results. Though domestic cups and a Europa League title followed, the dominance of the Ferguson era remained unmatched. Want to hear more stories from football history? Subscribe to Fun State now. And never miss an upload. United still holds global appeal. In recent years, they've lifted the EFL Cup, Europa League, and Community Shield, yet fans long for that old aura. Old Trafford still breathes history. The chant of "Glory, Glory, Man United" echoes strong. Financially, the club is a juggernaut. As of 2024, Forbes valued Manchester United at around $655 billion, making it the second most valuable football club behind Real Madrid. The club generates over $700 million annually through broadcasting, sponsorships, ticket sales, and merchandise. A 10-year kit deal with Adidas, worth $750 million, and over $146 million in annual shirt sales showcase the club's commercial power. United is also exploring plans for a new stadium, or a complete Old Trafford renovation worth up to $2.5 billion, and the fans unmatched. Manchester United boasts over 1.1 billion fans globally. Official supporter clubs exist on every continent. Pre-season tours draw massive crowds, and millions watch their games every week. On social media, Facebook 83 million, Instagram 63 million, Twitter X 43 million, TikTok 26 million. Wherever there is football, United's red shirt follows from London to Los Angeles, Karachi to Cape Town. As of 2025, the club has claimed 67 official trophies, 20 English League titles, First Division and Premier League, 12 FA Cups, 6 EFL Cups, 21 Community Shields, 3 UEFA Champions League titles 1968, 1999, 2008, un UEFA Europa League 2006, 1 Cup Winners' Cup 1991, un UEFA Super Cup 1991, 1 Intercontinental Cup 1929, 1 FIFA Club World Cup 2008. But United's legacy isn't just about trophies, it's also about fiery moments that left lasting memories. Roy Keane versus Patrick Vieira in the Highbury Tunnel 2005. We'll see you out there. Keane's brutal revenge tackle on Alf Inge Haaland. Ferguson kicking a boot that hit Beckham's eye. Mourinho and Pogba clashing in training and the press. Ronaldo's explosive 2022 interview with Piers Morgan that led to contract termination. United has been home to legends, goalkeepers. Peter Schmeichel, 1999 treble winner. Edwin van der Sar, 2008 Champions League winner. David De Gea, long-time number 1. Defenders: Gary Neville, Nemanja Vidic, Rio Ferdinand, Patrice Evra, Dennis Irwin. Midfielders: Roy Keane, Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, most appearances in club history 963, David Beckham, Michael Carrick, Brian Robson. Forwards: George Best, Eric Cantona, Dennis Law, Bobby Charlton, Wayne Rooney. Top scorer with 253 goals: Ruud van Nistelrooy, Cristiano Ronaldo, 2 spells. Modern players: Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Anthony, Andre Onana. And let's not forget what others have said. Guardiola: United is always dangerous. Messi: playing against United is always special. Ferguson: this is not just a club, it's a family. Still reading: that means you're a true football lover. So hit that subscribe button on Fun State and be part of the legend. The Red Devils live on. As long as there's a heart chanting, United, United, this legend will never fade.
Arsenal Football Club, founded in 1886, in Woolwich by workers at the Royal Arsenal Munitions Factory, has grown into one of the most iconic institutions in the football world. The club moved to Highbury in 1913 and began building a legacy of both domestic and international recognition. Known for its strategic gameplay, Arsenal made a significant mark when Herbert Chapman, one of the most visionary managers of the time, took charge in the 1920s and 1930s. He introduced revolutionary tactics, numbered shirts, and brought in a modern professional structure that laid the foundation for future success. In the post-war years, the club saw ups and downs, with occasional domestic trophies. However, it was in the late 1990s and early 2000s that Arsenal reached legendary heights under Arsène Wenger, who managed the club for over 2 decades. Wenger brought not just silverware, but a new philosophy: fluid, attacking football, blended with discipline and youth development. His crowning achievement came in the 200,304 season, when Arsenal went the entire Premier League season unbeaten, earning the nickname the Invincibles. The team included stars like Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, Patrick Vieira, and Robert Pires. Arsenal's managerial history is rich, with notable figures such as George Graham, who brought a defensive discipline and won league titles in 1989 and 1991, and more recently, Mikel Arteta, a former captain who has returned as manager and reinvigorated the team with a blend of youth and tactical precision. Investment in the club has fluctuated through its history. Initially fan-owned, Arsenal's shares transitioned over time to private investors. The most notable figure today is Stan Kroenke, whose company, Kroenke Sports Entertainment, owns the majority of the club. While his leadership has drawn criticism from fans for perceived lack of passion or investment, the club's commercial operations have remained strong. Arsenal has boasted some of the most iconic players in the history of football. Thierry Henry, the club's all-time top scorer, is often cited as one of the greatest strikers of all time. Patrick Vieira, Tony Adams, Ian Wright, Cesc Fabregas, and modern stars like Bukayo Saka and Martin Odegaard have continued this legacy. The team has also seen a variety of players with differing transfer values. Mesut Ozil's £42.5 million move from Real Madrid in 2013 was then a record signing. Nicolas Pep's £72 million fee in 2019 surpassed it. On the other end, talents like Emile Smith Rowe and Bukayo Saka rose from the club's academy without massive transfer fees. Goalkeepers have played a pivotal role in Arsenal's history. David Seaman was a stalwart during the 1990s. Jens Lehmann was part of the Invincibles, and Petr Cech brought experience in the later Wenger years. Aaron Ramsdale has become a fan favorite recently for his passion and quick reflexes. Arsenal's captains have been more than just players, they've been symbols. Tony Adams, Mr. Arsenal, led for over a decade. Patrick Vieira commanded midfield battles with pride. More recent captains like Cesc Fabregas, Robin van Persie, and now Martin Odegaard have carried the armband with honor. Arsenal is globally known by several nicknames, most notably the Gunners, a reference to their cannon crest, and historical ties to the Royal Arsenal Armament Factory. The fan chant "Come on you Gunners" echoes in stadiums around the world. The Emirates Stadium, opened in 2006, replaced the beloved Highbury and holds over 60,000 fans. It is a modern football fortress and one of the largest stadiums in the Premier League. Its construction cost around £390 million. Arsenal is considered one of the most valuable football clubs in the world, with an estimated worth over £2 billion. The club brings in annual revenues of over £400 million through broadcasting, matchday income, commercial deals, and merchandising. With over 100 million followers combined on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook, Arsenal's digital presence is enormous. Their fan base extends far beyond the UK, with major support in Africa, Asia, the US, and the Middle East. Some of the most emotional and defining moments in Arsenal's history include winning the league at Old Trafford in 2002, the unbeaten Invincibles season in 200304, and their dramatic FA Cup wins under Wenger in the 2010s. There have been controversial moments too, the infamous tunnel fight between Roy Keane and Patrick Vieira, or managerial tensions during high-stakes London derbies. Arsenal's trophy cabinet includes 13 league titles, 14 FA Cups, the most in history, 2 League Cups, and a European Cup Winners' Cup. Their most goal-filled match was the 7-5 win over Reading in the 2012 League Cup, an unforgettable comeback. Opinions about Arsenal are diverse. Some see them as a club with tradition and class. Others criticize them for underachieving in the modern era. Yet, nearly everyone respects the passion of Arsenal fans. As a brand, Arsenal generates massive income from its kits, merchandise, tours, and digital content. Their sponsorship deals with Emirates and Adidas bring in over 100 million annually, and pre-season tours earn the club millions. This isn't just a club, this is family. This is pain and pride, tears and triumph. This is the red in your blood, and the fire in your soul. We've been through it all, the glory of Invincibles, the heartbreaks of finals, the comebacks, the controversies, the chaos. But through it all we never stopped believing, because we are the Arsenal. From Highbury to the Emirates, From theory to Saka, from the old chants to dreams, this journey is far from over. So if you bleed red, if your heart races when the cannon fires, if you've ever whispered "come on you Gunners" under your breath, then this channel Fun State is for you. Subscribe now, not just for football, for the story, for the legacy, for the love of Arsenal. We are the Arsenal, and we never walk alone.